Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So I promised I would do a part 2 of what I started yesterday. And the more I go back down memory lane just to be able to just recollect how we have come to this ongoing torment against me, I find myself getting super emotional because it has not stopped. I can't believe that it has not stopped. To know that within my first video, I made it clear that it wasn't enough of an offense for this to be so deep. You know what I mean? For this reaction to be so relentless. So it makes me truly wonder, like, what's the ultimate goal here? Like, what do these people have planned for me? And to know that there's so many attached to this that that simply were too close to me. It's enough to make a person lose their mind. It's enough to snap. It really is. I have been trying to hold it together. I'll probably post some screenshots of just how many times over the years I have called and texted my children's father in particular to be able to get a hold of my children. As mentioned, I may not have mentioned this part. I'm sorry, y'all. When I said I feel myself slipping into depression, I really do. I could feel myself getting ready to shut down, withdraw, the whole 9, right? I could feel it. I could feel it, and it's not fair because I have been nothing but respectful to these people. To my children's father, my oldest sister, my family members, you know, those that are a part of this setup, his mother, his family. I have given it my all, you know, and yet to watch this betrayal that took place, I didn't even get to those details, but to watch it all unfold on one person that, you know, I never disrespected these people. You know, I'm hurt. I'm hurt that it was even possible to even think in this manner, for anyone to even think in this manner towards me. I'm not innocent. Once again, I made that mistake of sending that text that I did not mean to send. And the thing is, it should not have been a mistake. If you could, I'll probably do shorter videos regarding that last live, just to give a rundown of everything that I was talking about, but in shorter form, so it's not so long. I know that was like an hour and some change, excuse me, I had to bring a roll of tissue. I just been crying like crazy. I don't get it. I don't fully understand how all of this could have, I don't get it. I'm so confused how all of this could have even transpired after that little thing. And he knew I had rights to break up with him. You gave me every reason. So in that text, that was basically a breakup text. A text that I wasn't even ready to send because I had not really gone over my thoughts. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do things. Excuse me. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do things. I kept contemplating it. Every time I thought about saying something, he would give me money. He would give me, and this is where I thought maybe he was showing me his apology. I accepted that as an apology, but it still wasn't. I still wanted to get out what I wanted to say. So when I sent that text, it was honestly to let him know in so many ways. I'm sorry. The text was a mistake. But when I was contemplating, what I wanted to say, in the beginning of the text, it was like a summary of what I wanted to say, right? Just like a brainstorm or so. Not even a full summary. And like I said, you have to watch part 1, and if I can break it down into parts so it's not so overwhelming. But either way, picking up from where I left off yesterday, I was speaking on what happened when we came in the door. So my sister started going off. The text happened. My daughter's calling me. I'm trying to break these down. I think this is about 20 minutes. Excuse me. I just want to see. 10 minutes to pretty much sum up what happened and from that point. So I believe I left off at the point where I decided my sister did not deserve to have that victory, right? She was so proud of me for sending this very disrespectful text to this man and breaking up with him at her demand. That's what she wanted. And although I had planned not to do it the way she wanted me to, it went in her favor with me accidentally sending it. So I felt, no one should be that happy to ruin someone's life. So I think it's time that I go ahead and I leave, right, on my own, whereas she was giving me an ultimatum had I not broken up with him. So I decided I'm going to leave on my own. And I started making calls. Excuse me, y'all. I'm all teary-eyed and all crazy stuff going on. Well, not crazy, but I'm very emotional right now. Yeah, so I decided to call around to was it no, it wasn't family members. It was definitely shelters first. So yeah, I started calling around to different shelters to see, who was available, and eventually found a location not too far from Norristown. So I decided, I left a lot of stuff behind, but it was okay because when I moved there with my sister, I left a lot of stuff behind. I was really trying to just be there for her. And I figured I would, take the money that I had and start over. But she had really depleted me from having my own income and just really trying to control my entire life. To the extent, hold on, baby. Excuse me. To the extent that, yeah, I had no money. I had nothing. I had to depend on her, is what she thought, and I was not willing to give her that victory. So I decided to make that call when something was available. I got my little stuff together and I left. So then here is what took place. When I apologized to him, before leaving her place, my sister's place, when I apologized to my children's father, I decided I'm going to just let him, do what he will with that apology, right? I'm going to leave it alone. It's the way I did it. It's the way I didn't get the chance to explain to him that I understood. It was very confusing. So I figured maybe when we get the chance to talk, if he should call me again, I would then, probably try to explain. So that was my thoughts. I left her place and I decided to go ahead and, like I said, go into the shelter. I was willing to live in a cardboard box before I lived with my sister, okay? And that is God-given truth. I did not care. So yes, and the shelter is where I went. This woman, manipulative as hell, decided to act like something happened to me or something like that, where she was concerned. I'm sorry. That was another one of my alarms. I tend to set alarms along the way. Yeah, so she decided, I'm trying to remember, did she automatically decide to act like that? Or, no, I left, and I think she did contact me, or I contacted her maybe just to let her know where I was, and just tell her, like, I can't live with her. I'm leaving, everything she did was very manipulative. Just the fact that you were mad that I didn't give you 6 months of my time when I gave you 3 months. Yeah, so I was confused about what happened with she and I just felt like there's no way I'm living with this woman. So either way, I moves into a shelter, and he ends up calling me about like a week into the shelter, somewhere around. He calls me, he says, I'm gonna have to pick back up on another video. But he calls me and he says that he wants me to come home. He wants me to come stay again, right? At this point, I'm like, we just went through a whole fallout. It was a lot of stuff said in that text. I didn't know anything about spirituality back then, so my intuition was definitely telling me that this was a setup, but I I'm thinking that, once again, I was fighting with that part of me. Like, I didn't know what intuition, like, how intuition worked. So I'm thinking this is Satan talking to me. And what I would do is basically, like, kind of fight with my first mind, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it was like, oh, that's just a setup. I'm like, no, this is, like, basically, like, this could be something, good, maybe, just because I heard that it was a setup in my mind. Anyways, the more I think about it, I'm just like, wow, like, I really did not know anything about spirituality. But anyways, so he says, come home, baby. But when we talked on the phone, he said, he had a young girl there. Because I picked and I probed, like, you ain't got no girlfriend, you ain't got da-da-da-da, it's been a little while, I ain't hear from you, hi, stranger, kind of thing. Just, we were on the phone having a conversation, so I teased a little. And he eventually came out and said that he had a young girl there. Okay, so she was young. She was surely young. And he had a young girl there, and he was supposedly helping her get her GED, right? Supposedly. And I'm like, is she your female? Is she, And he told me up and down, no, she's just here. At this point, I'm so sorry. I will be picking up this video with a part 3. My daughter needs me. Okay, so what did I just say? This is where he invites me to the house to stay again, yet he has a young girl there. So I'll pick up on part 3. For now, bye. And I forgot how to finish this.